Hi guys, and welcome to this new video. Today I want to start the Python programming tutorial in this channel, and the reason why I want to do this is that I want to teach you guys how to program, and I want to get you to know what programming is with the Python language. Now, Python is a really popular programming language. A lot of people use it for programming today, and you can build a lot of things with Python. You can build graphic interfaces, you can build games, you can build websites, you can build pretty much everything you can think of. And also, the reason why I'm doing a tutorial with Python is that this language is really easy to understand, and I think it's the best to learn if you're just starting out with programming. And so if we go, for example, to a website and we type most popular programming languages, okay, and we click on one of them, okay, we can say, for example, in this website, Python is the most popular programming language. Okay, for example here, and here's the third. Really, most of these websites have different ranks. Now here you can see that Python it's in the second place, and so yeah. So we can just start by going into the Python website. Just type in Python. And the first link, it's the official Python website, and here you can go into the downloads. Now here you can just click download Python 3.9.2. It will automatically download the latest version for Python, so just click on this and you can just download it wherever you want. And if you open it, it will start the installation of Python. So you can just click install now, but before you click this, make sure you check add Python 3.9 to path, because they will ensure that you have Python in the environment variables. All it does is it makes you run Python from everywhere. Okay, so now you can just click install now, give the permissions, and just wait for this to install. Okay, and once it says setup was successful, you can just close this and you have Python. To make sure you have Python, so you can just hit Windows plus R, just type cmd, okay, and it will open up this window. This is the terminal, which is basically a computer, okay, it's like your PC but without a graphics interface. But to make stuff easier, just follow along. So to make sure that you have Python, you're just gonna type Python, and if it doesn't give any errors, this means that you have Python and it's successfully working. Now to close this thing, you can just type Ctrl Z and then press enter, and then you can just close the terminal. Now to code in Python, we need what's called an IDE, or basically we need like a environment where we can write our code. Now we could write our code in something like the node block that you have in Windows, but this makes things a lot difficult, and I don't want you guys to just type the code in here, because this will be really confusing. And so most people use IDEs, which basically are the same as a block node, let's say, but it's a lot prettier, and also it makes it easier to type code. It will have some helpful utilities. So the IDE that I'm gonna use, it's called Visual Studio Code. Most of you guys probably know Visual Studio Code, but if you want to use any other IDE, you can just use whatever you want. And if you're just a beginner, if you're just starting out, I suggest you to use Visual Studio Code because it's really easy to use. Maybe not at first, but you'll definitely get the hang of it. And it's the IDE that I've been using for my whole life as a programmer, basically. And so to download this IDE, we're just gonna go and type Visual Studio Code. and click on the first link, and then you can just press download for Windows, and it will automatically download the installer. Okay, and once it's done, you can just open it, and here it will be and here you have the installer. You're just gonna accept everything. You can just save it wherever you want here. I'm just gonna keep everything as it is. Just go on. I don't want a desktop icon, but if you want to keep a desktop icon here, you can do it. I'm not gonna do it for now. And then you can just leave everything as it is and install. And we're just gonna wait for it to finish. Okay, and once it's done, you can just check or uncheck whether or not you want to start Visual Studio Code. And there you have it. Now you probably will have like different colors on your Visual Studio Code if you just installed it. Don't worry about it. It's just a theme that I have, and I'm gonna be show you later how to change themes. For now, just don't worry about anything. All we want to do right now is just to write code. To create a new Python file, all we have to do is first of all open a folder. Okay, that's going to be a folder located in your PC where you want to save all your files. Let's say I want to save my files in my desktop and maybe create a new folder for all the files. I'm just going to call it Python tutorial. You can just click on this, and this is the folder that we're going to use to store all of our Python files. To open this folder in Visual Studio Code, all we need to do is just go under File and Open Folder, or use the shortcut, and then we can just click the folder that we just created, which is this one, and there you have it. So now in this folder we don't have any Python files. That means that we have to create a new Python file. Now you could just go here and right click and just create like a new file like that. For example, file.py, which is the file extension for Python files, .py. Now you could do this, but it would be a lot easier to just click this icon that you have right over here, and you can just type the name of your file. So let's say hello world.py, and you just created a file. And if you check the folder that you just created in here, you can see that you have hello world.py. Now why don't we start creating our first Python code? So I'm just gonna start with a basic hello world. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna type some code to make a text appear in the terminal, which is this little window right over here. Okay, this is the terminal, and it's the same thing as the window that we just opened before when we checked if Python was in our computer, like this. Okay, so to make this thing happen in the terminal, all we have to do is just type print, open parentheses and close parentheses. Then you can put quotation marks and just type hello world. Okay, that's it. That's how you print a text in the terminal. Now you might ask, how do I make this code run into the terminal? Because right now we don't see the text in the terminal. To do this, you can just click on this and type Python, and then you can just type the name of the file, which is hello world.py, and just click on enter, and there you have the text here, hello world. But to make things a lot easier, you can just download an extension to make the code run whenever you press a button, so you don't have to type anything right here. Now, to download extensions in Visual Studio Code, all you have to do is just click on one of these icons that you have over here. In this case, it's this one. And to download an extension, you just type the name of the extensions or just navigate through the extension that you have here. The extension that we want to download is Code Runner, and it's the first one. Okay. To download this extension, all you have to do is just click on download, and then it will be installed in your editor. Once you downloaded this extension, you will notice that we have like a execute button right over here, and this is automatically going to execute your code in the terminal here. Now, if you hit this, click on run code, that will pretty much do the exact same thing. And what I suggest you to do to make things a lot easier is also to download another extension, which is called Python. Just do the same thing here. You can click on download and then install the extension. This will basically give you some IntelliSense, which is the editor giving you some autocomplete text. For if we type print, or let's say if we type just PRI, it will show up this thing right here, and if you click enter, it will automatically complete the text. Now we don't need to know what all of this is, and yeah, that's it. And we can just type another thing. Let's say welcome to this tutorial. Okay. And also I didn't say that if you want to save a file in Visual Studio Code, you can just type Ctrl+S, or you can just go here to file and then save. Okay, so this isn't really doing anything special, it's just printing some text in the terminal. And I know that you guys probably want to do some exciting stuff such as websites, games, or whatever. But really, to make websites, games, and other type of stuff, you really should learn the basics well. If you know the basics well, you can do everything. Okay, so we're just gonna learn the basics first, and then we can just hop on different things and more complicated stuff. Okay. Also, I want to say that if you're getting some render errors, when running this code, so that it runs the Python script in the output window, all you have to do is just click on the settings here, and then click on settings, and just type code runner. Okay, and then you can scroll down and find where it says code runner run in terminal. You're just gonna click on this if it's unchecked. Okay, and that's it. I think that we covered everything for our first Python tutorial, and in the next video I'm gonna be showing you guys some basic Python functions that you will need in order to do other complicated things. Okay, so bye guys.